We left off in our last episode wandering aimlessly around the Rocky Mountains of Idaho. We pick up a few days into our hunt, and we finally begin to see and learn more about these creatures. Well, it was the first week of September, and we could tell because it was hot and dry on the hike in that morning. On our way up to the canyon rim, we spotted some pronghorn antelope and black bear. As we were glassing the slopes, we did spot some elk, but they were too far away for us to do anything about. However, we did notice that they were chasing the shade from the northern slopes to the eastern slopes as the sun made its pass throughout the day. We took this as a learning experience and headed back to the truck with more knowledge.
Funny. We gave up. Come get us if you need us to carry anything out. Love, Dustin. Thanks, guys. We gave up. That's pretty funny.
We now knew that if we were going to find elk, we needed to hike higher, find better water supplies, and glass shaded slopes within enclosable distances. As we entered the canyon, there was an abundance of clear water, and the vegetation was much more lush than the dry sagebrush we've been trekking for days. A few miles into our hike, the temperature began to drop, and a much-needed rain shower pushed through our area. We donned our rain jackets and continued trekking to our elevation goal. "20 minutes after settling down, our recipe to find elk worked exactly as we had planned. The only problem was, we had to figure out how to close a several hundred-yard gap and get into archery range without disturbing them.
Dude, I'm telling you, the rack on him is enormous.
What's your language? I got him.
Alright.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Oh my God. What do we do?
We got 2 bulls across the canyon trying to figure out how to get to them.
Don't move.
We made the decision to pick up our gear and move as quickly and quietly as possible to get set up on these elk before they made their way back out of the trees. They beat us. We were just a little bit too slow. We caught them slipping across before we could get within distance.
Did he see us?
Pretty much ran for it.
Yeah.
And we ran probably close the distance. Probably 600 yards to get to where we thought they was going to cross in front of us. Ended up we was about 85 yards shy of getting a shot off. So hopefully tomorrow we can get back here and get a little closer.
Main thing is we didn't put any pressure on him.
No, they wasn't spooked at all. One was in our face. They didn't even know we was there. So perfect.
Try again tomorrow.
Instead of chasing those bulls the following day, Jimmy and I took the opportunity to fish, while Justin drove Rocky and Dustin to Boise to catch a flight back to West Virginia. Of course, the camera rarely rolls when the fish are caught. The following morning, we geared up and headed right back to the same canyon where the bulls gave us the slip 2 days prior. And with time winding down on our trip, we knew we had to work fast. Now, even though we were all partially expecting the expected, we were still in a state of amazement when we located a bull just yards from where we initially spotted them. We were then again tasked with the same scenario of trying to cross the canyon unnoticed. Having learned some lessons and not wanting to spoil a second chance, we decided to take a slightly different approach.
I'll just wait. Then the other thing is you might try to we should go to the bottom. We should go to the bottom. Get as far left to the right way as we can. Let's do that.
This time, Jimmy would try to stalk in solo, as Justin and I stayed back and watched the bull from cover.
Dude, that's a big one.
From where we were positioned, we could not see the progress Jimmy was making. This only drew our attention to the passage of time, as the anticipation sank deeper into our guts.
Maybe it'll be able to put the cow call, get him to stand up. He didn't take his calls, I don't think. Oh, he's looking downhill right now. What? He's looking downhill at us. Yeah. Don't move. He's probably spotted Jimmy now. He's up and he's running. He's gone. He's gone, dude.
Even though Jimmy did finally get within bow range, an ethical shot never presented itself before the bull spotted him. Before leaving on this trip, I read that only 10% of hunters who choose to archery hunt public land wind up packing out meat. I knew the odds were against us, and I prepared myself for disappointment prior to embarking on this adventure. Sometimes my thoughts still torment me into believing we have failed to capitalize on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yet I continue to stay optimistic that we will put our boots on the ground again, and our failure will not overshadow the memories and knowledge we've earned. I thank God for an opportunity that I could only have dreamed of. And in the words of Rocky, it dang sure wasn't for the lack of effort.